Now, this week we'll be hearing from the two vice presidential candidates quite a bit. Democrat Tim Kaine will be taking part in some national interviews, while Republican Mike Pence is set to visit several states, New Mexico, Nevada, and New Hampshire. From the presidential election to local elections, the primary in Florida is August 30th, but early voting has already begun in some counties. That's something that's not an option for Alabama voters, many who have their own municipal elections coming up next week. The CW55's Debbie Williams has more.
Voters are going to the polls in Santa Rosa County, Florida.
If you're an American citizen and you don't vote, shame on you. You've lost your right to talk about it.
Escambia County voters are not far behind.
We won't begin until Saturday the 20th, and we'll go for 8 straight days, the 20th to the 27th, Saturday to Saturday.
For more than a decade, Florida voters have been able to vote early, either at satellite locations, by mail, or at their polling place on Election Day.
My wife and I take advantage of early voting, and I think for certain segments of the population it really is convenient.
There have been conversations about early voting in Alabama, but that's all it's been, talk.
We've talked about doing early elections, and everybody always seems to come back to the cost of it, you know, and the time, and the potential that maybe there would be a potential for some voter fraud.
Early voting in Florida has accounted for the majority of votes cast in the last 2 presidential elections.
At the end of the day, if you want to cast a ballot, I would argue it's never been easier to do so here in Escambia County and the rest of the state of Florida.
It's an example Russell thinks is worth taking a look at.
Florida is definitely a great neighboring state, and we could probably learn something from Florida. I would be totally open to it myself.
Debbie Williams, the CW55 News at 9.
And again, the election in Florida is August 30th.